Derek Hayes. He hears his full name for the third time. The driver just casually dropped it, while making a turn. Watch your head, Derek. This curve's tricky. But Derek, he never even gave his name. Bought the ticket online, hopped on the bus without a word to anyone. And when Derek peeks at the driver's badge, guy's maybe 50, grey beard, reading glasses dangling from his neck, it's totally blank. No name, no ID, just an empty plastic rectangle. He figures, okay, maybe the name fell off, or it's on the back, or maybe he said his name getting on and just forgot. Makes sense, right? But then the driver, still with his eyes in the rear view, adds, "Your grandmother would be proud of you coming back, Derek. She always loved Harrisburg." And Derek's like, hold up. He never mentioned Harrisburg, never mentioned his grandmother. And his grandma, she's been dead for 4 years. So this bus, number 113 through 13, Kronos Express, it's just cutting through the 2:47 a.m. darkness. And that's when it hits Derek. Every time he blinks, the driver's watching him. Always watching. Okay, so let's rewind a bit. 7 hours earlier, Derek just buys this ticket on the Kronos Express website. $63 to Harrisburg. Bus leaves Newark at 7:30 p.m. Last trip of the day, straight up Interstate 78. That super generic corporate website design? Dark blue, plain font, stock photo of some shiny bus that probably wasn't the one he'd actually get. He types in his credit card, instant confirmation, ticket in his email. Totally normal. Everything, perfectly normal. Newark Port Authority, 7:15 p.m. Derek gets there 15 minutes early. It's a busy terminal. People with backpacks, kids crying, announcements echoing everywhere. He finds platform 14. Bus is already there, number 30 and 113. Kronos Express painted on the side in kind of faded gold letters. The thing's older than it looked on the website, like maybe early 2000s. Suspension a little low, but it's clean, acceptable. Derek boards, flashes his digital ticket at the driver. The guy, greybeard, glasses, that empty badge, just nods. Doesn't even glance at the screen. Derek picks a window seat, row 8. He likes the middle. Not too close to the driver, not too close to the bathroom, 5 minutes later, other passengers start boarding. Derek, he kinda counts them. Woman, probably 60, with a knitting bag. She sits in row 3. Guy in a suit, fancy briefcase, he's in row 11. 2 teenagers, massive backpacks, looking like backpackers, they head to the back. A young couple, she's maybe 6 months pregnant, they're in row 5. And a bald dude with a laptop, he's in row 9, aisle seat, right behind Derek. 7 passengers total, including Derek. Bus probably seats 40, so plenty of space, pretty comfy. Exactly 7:30 p.m, the driver closes the door. "Good evening," he announces. "Kronos Express to Harrisburg. Estimated time, 3 hours and 40 minutes. 1 stop in Allentown. Enjoy the ride." Deep voice. Calm, professional. Bus pulls out of the terminal. Derek leans against the window, feels that familiar diesel rumble. Smells like old fabric and air conditioning working overtime. That kind of bland comfort that just makes you relax. Derek closes his eyes, just for a sec. When he opens them, they're already on I-78. Pitch black outside, streetlights zipping past, making this hypnotic rhythm. Derek checks his phone. 8:07 p.m, 37 minutes in. Checks out. He opens Spotify, puts on some instrumental jazz, low volume. Just kinda lets his mind wander. And then he hears it. "Watch your head, Derek." Derek looks up. Driver's just smoothly changing lanes, professional. But Derek heard it. His name. He pulls out one earbud, thinks, nah, probably imagined it. Tries to get back to his music. 3 minutes later. "You always like traveling at night, right, Derek?" This time, no doubt. Derek yanks both earbuds out. Looks forward. Driver's not turned. Eyes on the road. But Derek saw his lips move in the rear view. Clear as day. Derek just waits. Nobody else reacts. Knitting woman still knitting. Suit guy's tapping on his phone. Teenagers are laughing at something on their phone. Did nobody else hear that? Or did they hear it and just not care? Derek leans forward. Excuse me. Were you talking to me? Driver meets Derek's eyes in the rearview. You said my name? Did I? Driver raises an eyebrow. I don't think so, sir. Do you need something? Derek's chest tightens a bit. No, I thought I heard it. No problem. Driver just goes back to looking at the road. Derek puts his earbuds back in, but he doesn't press play. Just sits there, listening, alert. 5 minutes. 10. Silence. Just the rumble of the engine. He's tired, right? Worked like 12 hours. Obviously, he just imagined it. Or the driver was talking to someone else and he misheard. Makes sense. Perfectly rational. Derek looks out the window, sees a green sign. Allentown, 48 miles. Okay, that's right. About an hour till the stop. Checks his watch. 8:34 p.m. Everything's on schedule. He kinda accidentally notices the bald guy behind him typing his laptop password. You know, just a reflex, involuntary reflection in the window. 8241. Pretty specific. Just one of those details that sticks, even if you don't mean for it to. Derek goes back to looking out the window. 15 minutes later, another sign. Allentown, 51 miles. Derek frowns. Wait, 51? But 15 minutes ago it was 48. Are they moving away? No, no way. He must have seen it wrong. Dark night. Numbers get blurry, obviously. He checks the map on his phone. GPS shows them on I-78, heading west. Right, towards Harrisburg. Speed. 68 mph. Normal. Everything seems totally normal. Except Derek glances at the bus's speedometer. You can see it down the center aisle, and it reads 55 mph, but his GPS says 68. Maybe the speedometer's just miscalibrated, you know? Old vehicles do that. Simple explanation. Derek puts his phone away, decides not to overthink it. But then he hears it again. Your grandmother would be proud of you coming back, Derek. This time, Derek's up immediately. Walks straight to the driver. How do you know my name? Driver doesn't take his eyes off the road. It's on the manifest, sir. What manifest? Passenger list. He points to a clipboard next to the seat. Derek leans in, sees the paper. Handwritten list. 7 names, and right there at the top. Derek Hayes, seat 8A, Newark, Harrisburg. Derek swallows hard. I didn't give you my name when I got on. It's on the electronic ticket, sir. System prints automatically. Oh. Derek feels a wave of relief. Right. Makes sense. Yeah. No problem. The driver smiles. Just a quick, friendly one. Derek goes back to his seat. Of course. Automatic system. Duh. Why'd he get so freaked out? Just fatigue. Silly paranoia. But then Derek remembers. The driver said, your grandmother would be proud. How the hell would he know about his grandmother? That's not on the ticket. Derek never mentioned it. He turns again. Driver? Yes, sir? You mentioned my grandmother. A pause. 3 seconds. Driver looks at him in the rear view. Did I? Yeah, you said she'd be proud of me coming back. Another silence. Longer this time. The driver frowns. I think you're confusing me with someone else, sir. I didn't say anything about grandmothers. I heard it. You said... Maybe it was another passenger. His voice is gentle, patient. You know, the kind of tone you use with someone who's clearly confused. Derek looks around. Knitting woman, head down. Suit guy, sleeping now. Teenagers, earbuds in. Couple, whispering. Bald guy, typing. Nobody's looking at Derek. Nobody reacted at all. I'm sorry. I guess I'm just tired. I understand. Try to rest. We'll be in Harrisburg in an hour. 1 hour. Derek checks his watch. 10:03 p.m. so they get there at 11:03. But they left Newark at 7:30. 3.5 hours plus a 15-minute stop. That should be 11:15, not 11:03. Unless the stop was shorter, or they're going faster, or he's just too exhausted to calculate right. He puts his phone away, leans his head back, closes his eyes, and then he hears his name. Multiple voices, whispering, "Derek, Derek, Derek." Eyes snap open. Nobody's moved. Everyone's sleeping. Derek doesn't close his eyes again. Derek wakes with a jolt. How much time passed? He checks his watch. 9:18 p.m. 44 minutes. He slept for 44 minutes? Didn't feel like it. Felt like 5. The bus is stopped. Derek looks around. Gas station. Those bright white fluorescent lights. A sign. Allentown Travel Center. Okay, the scheduled stop. Driver announces, 15 minutes, folks. Anyone want to stretch your legs? Go ahead. Knitting woman gets up. Pregnant couple too. Teenagers bolt out, probably for snacks. Suit guy's still asleep. Bald guy closes his laptop and gets off. Derek stands up. Legs feel numb. He goes down the steps. Cold night air. It's November in Pennsylvania. Breathes deep, tries to clear his head. He goes into the station. Small convenience store. Shelves full of candy, sodas, coffee. Attendant behind the counter, woman, maybe 30, nose piercing, reading a magazine. Derek grabs a coffee, heads to the register. "Good evening," she says, without even looking up. "Good evening. Just the coffee." $3.50. Derek pays. She hands him the change. Then, still not looking up. "You always take it black, right? No sugar." Derek freezes. "Excuse me?" Now she looks up. You said I always take it black." She frowns. "Did I? I don't think so." I said, "Do you want sugar?" "No," you said. "If you want sugar, it's over there." She points to the counter, goes back to her magazine. Derek just stands there. 5 seconds. 10. No, he heard it. Clearly. "You always take it black." Those exact words. He's sure. But maybe she said something similar, and he just interpreted it wrong. Tired brain filling in gaps. That happens. Derek leaves, walks back to the bus, drivers outside having a smoke. First one of the night, apparently. He waves at Derek. "Everything okay, Derek?" Derek stops. "How do you know I don't take sugar in my coffee?" Driver exhales smoke. "Excuse me." "The attendant in there. She said I always take it black. How would she know that?" The driver shrugs. "Maybe you come here often." "I've never been here." "Then she probably just offered sugar and you misunderstood." He puts out the cigarette. "Happens when you're tired." "She didn't offer. She stated it." "Well," the driver tosses the butt in a trash can. "Maybe she's psychic." He smiles, and this time it seems genuine, kind of playful. "Or maybe you just look like the type who takes coffee black. No offense." Derek feels the tension drain out of him. He's totally overreacting. Of course. He breathes. "Yeah, must be it." "We leave in 5 minutes." The driver gets back on the bus. Derek just stands there, looks at the station. Through the window, he sees the attendant. She's looking back, just for a second, then back to her magazine. Derek boards the bus. Everyone's already seated. He walks to seat 8A, but then he stops. Someone's sitting there. The man in the suit, the one who was sleeping. Derek frowns. "Excuse me, that's my seat." The man looks up, confused. "This one? Seat 8? 8A, window seat." The man checks the ticket on his phone. "I'm in 11A, always have been." "No, you were in 11. I saw you when you boarded." "Friend, I've been here since Newark." He shows his ticket. Seat 11A. Unchanged. Derek looks at his own ticket. Seat 8A. But the man is definitely in 8A. Derek looks at 11A. Empty. Totally empty. He could have sworn the guy was in 11, but maybe he just confused it. Lots of empty seats. Easy to get wrong. "No problem, sorry." Derek just goes to 11A, sits down. It's different. Closer to the back, less comfortable. Driver closes the door. Bus leaves. Derek drinks the coffee. Black. No sugar. Like always. 20 minutes on the road, Derek notices something. All the other passengers are sleeping. Not just dozing, but sleeping. Heads tilted at the exact same angle. Synchronized breathing. He actually counts the seconds between breaths. Knitting woman, 4 seconds. Suit guy, 4 seconds. Teenager 1, 4 seconds. Teenager 2, 4 seconds. The couple both 4 seconds. Coincidence, right? Has to be. People naturally synchronize sometimes. He read about it, some biological coupling phenomenon. It happens. Derek looks forward. Driver's just driving, eyes on the road. But then, without even turning, a voice loud enough for Derek to hear says, "You should call your sister, Derek. It's been 3 weeks." Derek freezes. 3 weeks. It was exactly 3 weeks since he last called her. How do you know that? Know what? Driver doesn't turn. About my sister. I don't know anything about your sister, sir. You just said... I said we're 3 weeks from Christmas. The driver finally looks in the rear view. Good time to call family. That's what I said. Derek's mouth goes dry. No, you said 3 weeks, specifically. 3 weeks until Christmas, December 25th. Today is December 4th. He says it slowly, patiently, like he's explaining to a kid. 3 weeks. Derek pulls out his phone, opens his calendar. December 4th. Right. 25 minus 4. 21 days. 3 weeks. Mathematically correct. But that's not what the driver said. Derek knows what he heard. You should call your sister, Derek. It's been 3 weeks. Exact words, exact order. Unless Derek just mixed them up, took 2 different sentences and combined them. Your brain does that under stress, creates false memories. It's explainable. Sorry, Derek murmurs. I guess I misunderstood. It happens. The driver goes back to looking at the road. You really should call her though, family's important. Derek feels chills run down his spine. But wait, the driver didn't specifically say sister just now. He said her. Who's her? Could be his mom, aunt, cousin. It's generic. Lots of passengers have family. It's a universal comment, right? Makes sense. Derek grabs his phone. He'll call his sister. Just to prove something. Doesn't even know what. But he needs to. No signal. 0 bars. He looks around. Everyone's sleeping. Are they all without signal too? Derek stands, walks to the bald man. Laptop still open, on his lap, screen lit. Derek leans in, he can see it. The guy's online, connected to Wi-Fi. Kronos Express guest. So there is signal. Derek goes back to his seat, checks his settings. Wi-Fi's disabled. He enables it, searches for networks. Nothing. Kronos Express guest isn't on the list. Derek stands again, walks to the bald man. The laptop still shows connected. But when Derek looks at the Wi-Fi list on the laptop itself, through the screen reflected in the window, there's no network. The icon shows offline, but the status bar says online. Derek blinks, looks again. Now the laptop shows offline, consistent, not connected. He just got confused. Bad angle, distorted reflection. Makes sense. Derek sits, gives up on the phone, looks out the window. Total darkness. Not even light posts anymore, just road. Where the hell are they? GPS won't load without signal. And then he hears it. Not the driver this time. It's the knitting woman. Except she's sleeping. But Derek hears her voice, clear as day. He knows about August. Derek turns. She hasn't moved, eyes closed. Regular breathing. 4 seconds. He knows you were there. Derek stands, walks to her. Excuse me? Did you say something? No answer. Sleeping, deeply. Did you speak to me? Nothing. Derek goes back to his seat. August. What happened in August? Derek was in Harrisburg with his grandmother, in the hospital, her last days. But that was 4 years ago, August 2020. How is that relevant now? Unless it's not. Unless Derek's just projecting. Hearing things that make sense to him but were never actually said. Auditory hallucination. Sleep deprivation causes that, he read. Medical explanation. Derek leans back, closes his eyes, breathes, counts to 10. 1, 2, 3. Derek, eyes open. Driver's looking at him through the rear view. I didn't say anything, sir. Are you okay? You said my name. I didn't, no. Genuine concern in his voice. Do you want me to stop? There's another station in 15 minutes. You can get some air. No, Derek rubs his temples. Sorry, I'm just tired. I understand. Try to rest. We'll be in Harrisburg in an hour. 1 hour. Derek checks his watch. 10:03 p.m. So they'd get there at 11:03, but they left Newark at 7:30. 3.5 hours, plus a 15-minute stop. That should be 11:15, not 11:03. Unless the stop was shorter, or they're going faster, or he's just too exhausted to calculate right. He puts his phone away, lays his head down, closes his eyes, and hears his name. Multiple voices, whispering, Derek, Derek, Derek. Eyes open. Nobody moved. Everyone's sleeping. Derek doesn't close his eyes again. Derek notices. The clock isn't changing. 10:47 p.m. He watches. Seconds are ticking normally, 10:47 to 12, 13, 14. But after 10 minutes, he actually counts in his head. It's still 10:47. Impossible. He checks his phone. 10:57 p.m. 10 minutes later than the bus clock. But he's sure they were synchronized just 10 minutes ago. Unless he just wasn't paying attention. Easy to lose track. He keeps watching. Phone, 10:58 p.m. Bus clock, 10:47 p.m. 11 minutes difference. He waits a full minute. Phone changes, 10:59 p.m. Bus clock, 10:47 p.m. It's stopped. The bus clock is definitely stopped. But the seconds are passing. Derek sees it. He looks closer. Second hand moves, smooth, continuous, not stuck. But the minutes just don't change. Derek walks to the driver. Hey, the clock's broken. Which clock, sir? There, Derek points. It's showing 10:47. It's stopped. Driver looks. It's 10:58, sir. Derek looks. The clock reads 10:58. No, it was 10:47, 5 seconds ago. I saw it. It was 10:47. Your phone must be wrong. The driver smiles. Those things lose time sometimes. Derek looks at his phone. 10:59 p.m. Looks at the bus clock. 10:59 p.m. Synchronized. Perfectly. I saw it, Derek insists. It was stopped at 10:47. Maybe it was the reflection, sir. Angle of the light. Derek goes back to his seat. It wasn't a reflection. He knows it wasn't. But now there's no way to prove it. The clock's working, normally. He keeps watching. 5 minutes. 10. Clock advances normally. 11:09 p.m. Correct. And then Derek blinks. 1 second. When he opens his eyes, 10:47 p.m. No. He just saw 11:09. He was sure. But the clock reads 10:47. His phone reads 10:47. Both synchronized. Derek feels panic rising. He's going crazy. Has to be. This doesn't make sense. Time doesn't go backwards. That just doesn't happen. He stands, walks to the bald man, nudges his shoulder. Excuse me, what time is it? The man wakes up, confused. Huh? What time is it? Your watch? Man checks his wrist. Analog watch. 10:47. Are you sure? Yeah. Why? And 10 minutes ago. Do you remember what time it was? I was sleeping, man. I don't know. He just turns over and goes back to sleep. Derek just stands there. In the middle of the aisle, everyone's sleeping. Synchronized breathing. 4 seconds. Everyone, except him. He looks at the driver, who's looking back, through the rear view, doesn't look away, just stares, in silence. Derek goes back to his seat, sits, doesn't look at the clock, doesn't look at the phone, just breathes. And then he hears, "You always knew it would end like this, Derek." Driver's voice. But his lips didn't move. Derek saw it. He was watching him. Lips closed. "You always knew." Derek just can't take it anymore. He stands up, shouts, "What do you want?" Everyone wakes up, simultaneously, heads lifting at the exact same moment, everyone looking at Derek, 7 pairs of eyes, in absolute silence. You all heard that, right? The driver. He said what? The knitting woman asks, soft voice. He said, "I always knew that it would end like this." "End how?" The man in the suit asks. "I don't know. He won't explain. He keeps saying things about me, things he shouldn't know." The driver stops the bus, on the shoulder, turns on his hazards, turns in his seat. For the first time, he looks directly at Derek. No rear view, face to face. "Mr. Hayes," calm voice, professional. "I didn't say anything. I'm concerned about you. Do you want me to call someone?" "You said it. About my grandmother, about my sister, about August. You know things that..." "I don't know anything about you, sir. Never mentioned your grandmother. Never mentioned your sister. You're confused." "I'm not confused." Tears are welling in his eyes. "You all heard it. Someone had to have heard." One of the teenagers stands up, hands raised in a calming gesture. "Dude, we were sleeping. Are you okay? You need water or something?" "I don't need water. I need you to tell the truth." "The truth about what?" the pregnant woman asks, worried. Derek looks around. Everyone looks worried. Genuinely. As if he were the problem. As if he were having a breakdown. And maybe he is. Derek sits down, covers his face, breathes deep. "I'm sorry, I haven't slept right. Rough days at work. I think I'm delusional." "Understandable," the driver says. "It happens. Long trips. Stress. You want me to drop you at a hospital?" No, I just need to get to Harrisburg. 20 minutes. Hang tight." Driver turns back around, starts the engine, resumes the journey. Everyone goes back to sleep. Just like that. Immediately. Heads tilted. Synchronized breathing. Derek looks out the window. In the darkness, he sees reflections, the bus interior, and he sees himself in seat 11A, but in the reflection, he's in 8A, where he was originally, before the man in the suit took the seat. Derek turns his head quickly, looks at 8A, man in suit sleeping there. Back to the reflection. In the reflection, Derek is in 8A, alone. No man in suit. He closes his eyes, breathes, opens them. Reflection's normal now. Everything's correct. Right positions. "You're seeing what you want to see, Derek." Driver's voice. But when Derek looks, his lips don't move. Derek doesn't respond, just watches. The road, the posts, the clock. 10:47 p.m. Always 10:47 p.m. Harrisburg, Central Terminal. Derek wakes. Wakes. He was awake. He was sure. Didn't close his eyes since when? He doesn't even remember. The bus is stopped. Terminal lights. People are disembarking. Knitting woman. Teenagers. Couple. Suit guy. Bald man. Everyone's grabbing their luggage. Walking off. Normal. Talking among themselves. Laughing. As if nothing happened. Because nothing did happen. To them. Derek stands. Shaky legs. Walks to the exit. The driver's there, smiling. "Have a good night, Derek, and call your sister, okay? She'll be happy." Derek stops on the steps. How do you know her name?" "Whose?" "My sister." The driver frowns. I don't know your sister's name, sir. I just said to call family. Good practice. Derek gets off. Harrisburg Terminal. 11:14 p.m, says the wall clock. Checks out. 3 hours and 44 minutes travel with the stop. Math checks out. Everything's normal. He walks to the bathroom, washes his face with cold water, looks at himself in the mirror. Same face, tired, dark circles. But it's him, recognizable. Derek grabs his phone, calls his sister, rings 3 times. She answers. Derek, are you okay? It's almost 11:30. I know, sorry, I needed to hear your voice. Everything okay? She sounds genuinely concerned. Yeah, no, I had a strange trip. Strange how? Derek takes a deep breath. The driver, he knew things. About me. About you. About Grandma. A long pause. Derek, did you take your medication today? Derek freezes. What medication? Honey, you know, the ones Dr. Patterson prescribed. After August. August again. What happened in August? Derek, soft voice, careful, the tone you use with something that's about to break. You remember. You know what happened. No, it was 4 years ago. 2020. I remember. Derek, it's 2024. You need to take your medication. Where are you? Harrisburg. Bus terminal. Stay there. I'll come get you. Don't leave, okay? Promise? Derek looks around. Normal terminal. Normal people. Everything looks normal. Okay, I promise. I love you. 20 minutes. She hangs up. Derek puts away his phone. Walks outside. Cold November air. Breathes deep. Looks up. Stars. Normal. Just a common night sky. And then he sees it. Across the street. Bus. Mara 13 Matharain. Kronos Express. Stopped. Engine off. Empty. Except the driver. Still seated. Looking forward. Not moving. Derek crosses. Approaches. Knocks on the door. The driver turns. Opens the door. Did you forget something, Derek? I need to know. Did you know my grandmother? The driver smiles. That smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. Everyone knew your grandmother, Derek. She always talked about you. Very proud. But she died in August. How did you... August was a difficult month. The driver looks forward again. But you did what you needed to do. She understood. In the end. What did I do? Derek feels tears welling up. What did I do in August? You know, the driver closes the door. Engine starts. Bus departs. Derek just stands there, watching the taillights disappear. He looks at his phone, opens photos, scrolls. August, multiple photos, hospital, grandma in bed, thin, sick, Derek beside her, smiling, forced. Last photo, August 14th, 2024. Location tag, Harrisburg Medical Center. 4 months ago, not 4 years. Derek sits on the curb, covers his face, cries. 20 minutes later, a familiar car pulls up. His sister gets out, hugs Derek. You're okay. Everything's gonna be okay. She takes him home, his grandmother's old house, where Derek's been living now, since August, since he came back to take care of her, in her last days. Derek goes inside. Everything's familiar. Photos on the wall. Young grandma, old grandma, grandma with child Derek, teenager Derek, adult Derek. Last photo, August 13th, 1 day before. He goes to the bedroom, his bedroom now, finds a bottle of pills. Clozapine 100 mg for psychotic disorder, take 2x daily. Prescribed by Dr. Patterson, August 20th, 2024. Derek takes 2 pills, lies down, closes his eyes, and hears, soft, like a distant echo. You always knew it would end like this, Derek. Eyes open, empty room, silence. Derek grabs his phone, searches, Kronos Express Harrisburg. 0 results, no company with that name, never existed. He searches, bus 33. First news article, Bus Bunfanu from Old Keystone Transit disappeared in 1987. 8 passengers, never found. Last location, Interstate 78, near Allentown. Derek rereads, looks at the ticket, still in his pocket, thin paper. Kronos Express, Newark to Harrisburg, seat 8A, passenger, Derek Hayes. But he was in 11A, remember? After the man in the suit took his place. Derek turns the ticket over. On the back, handwritten, ink that seems fresh. You did the right thing. She didn't suffer. Grandma. Derek drops the ticket, trembling. Breathes deep. Counts to 10. Picks up the ticket again. The back is blank. Nothing written. Never was. Derek never really discovered the truth, you know. Maybe the medication is working. Maybe it was just a psychotic episode, caused by the trauma of loss. A medical explanation. Rational. Proven. Except 3 weeks later, Derek gets an envelope in the mail. No return address. Inside, a photo. Bus Bahuan 13. Parked. People boarding. Black and white. Faded. On the back, a stamp. August 14th, 1987. And in the background of the photo, among the passengers, Derek sees her. An elderly woman. Floral jacket, exactly like his grandma wore, in the hospital on her last day. She's looking at the camera, smiling, and beside her, a little blurred but visible, a man with a greying beard, reading glasses, that blank badge. Derek burns the photo, throws away the ashes, takes his medication, every day, twice, religiously, but at night sometimes, at exactly 10:47 p.m, he hears it. Distant. A bus engine. Approaching. Stopping in front of the house. A door opening. And a familiar voice, gentle. Last call, Derek. Aren't you coming? Derek never looks out the window. Never opens the door. Just waits. Until the sound goes away. Until silence returns. Because he knows. If he looks, he'll see it. Bus Penthrain 13, with all the passengers looking at him, waiting, and in seat 8A, window, someone sitting, back turned, floral jacket, and if Derek gets on this time, maybe he'll finally understand what happened in August, what he did, why the driver knew, but Derek doesn't want to understand. Some journeys, you know, you just shouldn't finish. So, what do you think happened? Did Derek really have a psychotic breakdown after his grandmother's traumatic death? Or did he die in August and is reliving the last journey eternally? Are the medications real or part of the illusion? Is Bus the Eufuntium 13 supernatural or a projection of Derek's guilt? And the most important question, if a bus stops in front of your house at night with the driver smiling and saying your name, would you look out the window?